Merry Christmas to each and every one of you in our SLB community. I hope you have a great day planned with family and friends. You know, we're just here doing videos. That's what we do. Trenton said, I asked him, we're going to put out a video Christmas Day? He goes, it's Monday.
We've been doing the same schedule for so long.
Right.
If I don't do stuff like as it is, I wake up. I've woken up like sweating on a weekend because I'm like, oh, it's a Monday. I didn't edit a video, like that kind of thing.
Right.
So I got to keep it on. I got to keep it on the straight and narrow, and we got to keep it up with the schedule here.
And hey, you know what? I'm right with him because he knows me. He's known me a long time, and I'm pretty much exactly the same. All right. Today we're going to get into our top 5 non-allocated bourbon lists. We've already covered our top 5 ryes. Trenton had a little bit more than that.
Top 8? Well, it was like top 4, but 2. I split it 2 different videos. That's fine.
He said it was a great year for rye.
It was.
That was a good video, too. It was a lot of fun. And the blind was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun, yeah.
That was a lot of fun. I also covered my top 5 whiskeys of 2023. So today we're covering top 5 non-allocated. Wednesday, we'll be finishing up our top 5 lists of the year with our top 5 allocated bourbons. Now, don't miss Friday's live stream, right, Trenton?
Yeah.
Friday's live stream, 8 p.m. Central Time. For one, we will be blinding the winners, the number 1 bottle of our top 5 lists, along with a 5th bottle that will be voted in by our Patreon community. We'll be blinding those Friday. But the big news, it's still on. It's still on. As far as I know, I talked to her today, but the original, the OG SLB will be in the house down here in the basement for our live stream, and she will have a little bit of time to come back here with my brother and I, my mom, we affectionately call Grammy. She will be here. Now, I can't guarantee what she might say. I really can't.
I'm concerned.
She's not, I mean, she might slap us around a little bit. She doesn't really, she's not really hip on all the, on any alcohol consumption.
Yep.
So that might be a topic. You never know what's going to come out of Grammy's mouth.
No, you don't, and I'm worried. But I think it'll be a lot of fun. We got Grammy coming down. It's the last live stream of the year, so we got everybody coming down, and we also have the blind for the best of the year. We'll see how it goes.
Going to be lots of fun. All right, a little bit about how we went about this, the bourbon lists. It wasn't just him and I this time.
No.
Trent and I got together and we did formulate, the master list per se.
Yep.
But it was myself, Trenton, Michelle, my good friend Justin, and my brother Kent. There were 5 of us that were tasting the allocated and non-allocated bourbon lists.
Yep.
And we had a scoring system, and with that scoring system, it fell into place what the top 5 was. So if you don't agree with everything that's up here, it's not really all our faults this time.
I'll take the hit on this one. I'll be interested because there's always a lot of stuff that comes out. Indiana doesn't always get all the stuff.
Yeah.
So we're not able to try everything, unfortunately.
Yeah, and this is the thing too. If all we could display on this top 5 list of non-allocated was something that everybody had on their shelves everywhere,
it'd be rough.
We wouldn't have lists.
Yeah, that's true.
So, we did the best we could to try to discern what was allocated and non-allocated. So, and I think we did a pretty good job overall.
Yeah,
I really do.
Yeah, I agree.
Really do. I do think this year was a little bit thin in what the distilleries gave us. I think we had a pretty big onslaught of pricey luxury items.
Yep.
I think that was kind of a plethora this year, but not a lot was given to us that we could grab off the shelf and have a decent price. That's just the truth.
No, it'll be interesting to see how that goes next year. In our first video of 2024, that sounds weird to say, we have a bit of a prediction video. I don't know if I told you about this yet, but we're going to make some predictions for the year and talk about what we're excited about. There's been some labels released already and that kind of thing, so we'll talk about that.
Yeah.
But you said that there weren't a ton of, like, I don't know if you said budget would be the right word, but good priced shelfers that are just available.
Yes.
There was one that didn't quite make the list. I pushed for it. I really did because I loved this bottle.
It came close.
It did come close.
It was 6th according to our scoring.
But for me it was Green River Wheated. I loved everything about this bottle, and for me, sometimes lower proof stuff falls a bit flat, but this being a 90 proof weeder at like $35, something like that, it's incredible. And it's a good beginner bottle. It's a good beginner weeder if you're not already familiar with weeders and that kind of thing. It's a great mixer. You shoot it if you. There's really nothing bad about this bottle.
I think it was you and Kent that were kind of on your you know, behind your pulpit trying to preach for this one here. I think Kent was saying this is now one of his, you know, kind of in his routine for a daily drinker type bottle.
Well, and his buddy Kevin too has gone through a couple of these, and there's some people in our Discord that that go through these regularly. So it's a really good bottle to keep an eye out on. If you see it, don't pass it up.
Yeah, no. Great special mention on you, buddy. All right, our very first one I want to show you tonight in the top 5, non-allocated of 2023. In 5th place, according to our scoring system, was Bardstown Discovery Series number 11. Now, this is a little bit awkward. It's a little bit awkward. Let's just say the way it is.
It's only awkward if you make it. It's fine.
Well, we were the ones really on camera saying, you know, we're not really going to buy too many more Discovery Series for now, because we didn't really feel that the quality was there to match up with the price point that they were charging for their bottles, right?
Yeah.
Now, I think I have all of them, Trenton, up to a certain point, but I have number 1. I have Discovery Series.
Back when it was a green
number
label.
1 on a green label.
Yeah.
And there were several in there that were just outrageously good, right?
4, I think, was a big one. Yeah.
So, in my humble opinion, it's just my opinion, I thought it was slipping a little bit there, you know, for a few releases. The comment section went nuts when I said that. I can't remember what video that I spoke that. I said that. It was me. It wasn't you guys, me. But they say you have to buy Discovery 11. You have to get it. You have to get it. You have to get Discovery 11. And the reason why they were saying that, Trent, is because of the blend. They went back to an actual all Kentucky bourbon blend.
Oh, yeah.
And so with that, I took your word for it, and I went out and purchased it, and here it is, number 5, 2023. Yeah. The blend on this one, Trent, is 73% Kentucky, 13-year bourbon, 21% 10-year Kentucky bourbon, and 6% is their own distillate, their wheated distillate, which is great. Yeah. That stuff's great too. So, it's good. I mean, it was. I can't deny it.
I don't like to. We talk about Bardstown quite a bit and saying like, oh, we don't love that their prices are so high and stuff, especially with the Discovery. The reason that we weren't going to buy it is because they were putting a lot of Canadian in it. They were putting a lot of just what I would maybe call filler product, along with some lower age bourbon, whether it was their own distillate that was sourced, whatever. But I'm glad you picked this up, and I'm glad that they're starting to kind of get back to their early Discovery roots.
Now, I know Bardstown pretty well because
you have a couple.
There's a couple. I wouldn't match them up with Discovery 3, 4. Some of those were just
you should do a blind.
Mind-blowing good.
Good idea to do a blind.
Well, there you go. If you want to see that, let us know. I wouldn't measure them up to those, but I think this was extremely solid and a great effort on Discovery 11 from Bardstown.
Yeah.
All right, buddy. What you got in 4th place?
4th place for me was not for me. This was for everybody. Was the Penelope 9-year. This was a 4 grain. I believe it's 109 proof. This almost didn't make it in because you had mentioned that this was sort of, they called it more of a limited release. But I had seen pictures of just an abundance of these in stores and everything. And you put 4 grain on it.
Yep.
You're not a huge 4 grain fan, right? You don't mind it, but
there's some I like, but I wouldn't put it in my favorite snow.
Yeah.
To answer your question.
Me and Kent adored this bottle. And for me, we were trying to kind of...
Now, I like this one. I'm just speaking in general terms.
Oh, okay.
4 grains, really, I wouldn't rank them as some of my favorites in general terms. This one I thought was pretty decent, but you and Kent love this one.
Yeah, for me, we weren't trying, I don't know about you, but I wasn't really trying to take price into consideration a ton. I mean, this one was a 9-year and it was $69.99 MSRP. So I know you got things like Russell's 10 that's more of like a $45 thing, but you got a 4 grain from I don't know if you would call Penelope like a craft. They just got picked up by MGP, so I'm excited to see what they have in store for next year.
Most definitely.
With that kind of distillation power behind it. But I thought this was really good. It's a good proof point, good price point. The age on it was great, and it just, for me, had a lot of flavor. I forgot I had it below me here.
We lined them all up. We've got samples of each of the bottles we're going to show you today, so that's kind of fun too. But yeah, it definitely has that signature 4 grain palate What I like about this bottle too, it's non-chill filtered as well, right? It's uncut. I'm big on that. So I really think the body of it feels really good on the palate too. So great choice actually for number 4.
Yeah, I'm glad this made it in. Great job to Penelope. And great job to Bardstown. What you got for number 3?
Number 3, Barrell Bourbon. Barrell Bourbon just keeps producing great stuff. They just do. And this is actually batch number 35. I really feel batch number 35 is one of the better batches they've had in a little while anyways. They always have solid stuff.
Yeah.
Always. In the front of the label it'll say 6 year, but there's older whiskeys in the actual blend. And that's what I do like about Bardstown. They're very upfront of what's in their blends. You just got to do a little. I'm sorry, what am I saying?
You said Bardstown. Barrel.
My bad. I apologize for that. Barrell and specifics. You have to do a little searching. Get on the internet, look up Barrell Bourbon, find batch 35, and there's so much information there. I love that about them and what they do. So this one here in specifics, though, Trenton, is a great bottle. To me, it's a butterscotch bomb, and it's got some cherry in it. It's just really, really good stuff. I love it.
Yeah, I know that if you're not super familiar with Barrell, they're referred to, I think, as like a blending house. They don't distill any of their own stuff. They just kind of source and create blends. So each barrel bourbon is a different blend. So batch 35, batch 36, I'm looking forward to, but that'll be a different blend.
Yeah, this is almost 118 proof, I think. I think it's 117.5, but $85 too.
Yeah.
And for a fantastic blend, $85, not too bad in my book.
I feel like blends, I don't know that they get a bad rap, but I feel like if you see a blend and it's like $85, it's like, ooh, that's a little bit hard to kind of bite the bullet on, whatever you want to say. But I would buy another one of these all day.
But I will, my opinion, I think Barrell has earned that reputation.
I think so. Yeah.
I do too.
Yeah.
And they've kept that roughly $80 price point for quite a while. They didn't skyrocket. They haven't, they haven't jumped the prices.
What put them on the map for me was the seagrass, actually.
Yeah.
I bought the seagrass. I was like, holy cow, this is delicious.
Yeah, they've had several that's been really, really good.
Yeah, they do a good job. Well, this distillery is making a second appearance, as they did in the rye blind, but this is ASW Fiddler. They are based in Atlanta, Georgia, and this is their toasted bourbon. It comes in at 120 proof, and this is their. You said it was a reeded mash bill. Is that what that is?
Yes.
Fiddler. Okay.
Yeah. It's 51% corn, 45% wheat.
Okay.
Yeah, that's in this toasted bourbon.
I love toasted bourbons. I know you're not as big of a fan as maybe myself or like Kent when it comes to the toasted, but it just gives you like a nice a hug.
There's a couple that there's going to be a few that I really like a lot.
Yeah.
But for the majority, it's kind of like a fad right now. A lot of people are doing toasteds, right? Some of them, not so much for me. But there's a few, especially this one here in specifics. This Fiddler toasted is great.
For me, it ticks all the boxes of what I like in a toasted bourbon. You get that toasty kind of char. It's almost, how do I say bready, but if you just eat a piece of toast, that's like kind of almost black, but not. It's got that nice bittery aspect to it, and it's sweet. I get a little bit of cherry in this one. And it's not overly complex. Definitely. It's just very well balanced.
I think maybe that cherry note is what kind of sets it apart for a toasted bourbon, to get that cherry note in there. You're going to get your obvious notes out of there, a little graham cracker and, that marshmallowy thing you get in some toasted. But I think that cherry note kind of really, boom, man. Yeah. It just sets it apart. Great stuff.
And we did a pick earlier this year with ASW. It was also the Fiddler. That was insane. The toasted rye was insane, and this is also very good. So
and aren't we going sometime in January?
We're going to do a toasted pick in January or February sometime.
That's
so I'm excited.
So much fun.
I'm thrilled for this one.
I know, we both are. And again, I would say this is probably one of Trenton and I's favorite finds of this year, for sure.
I would say ever.
And it's possibly ever. And we got our good friend Bucky to thank for that. He's the one that turned us on and helped us through this. So, but let me just say, it's going to take we were talking about limited, allocated. This is not limited, it's not allocated, but it's just not distributed widely yet.
Yeah.
But I think it's absolutely fabulous. I think it should be. It's the Glens Creek OCD number 5.
It's like Mambo number 5, but OCD number 5. Little Lou Bega.
Wow. Lou Bega reference.
Oh, yeah.
Woo. Boy, I tell you, we used to play that. Remember that?
Yeah, we moved into this house in like the way back of the woods, and we didn't have internet. We didn't have TV for 7 years. We didn't have TV. For internet, we didn't have it for about a year.
He's exactly right. We couldn't get it. Nobody would give it to us. Even the dish thing, too many trees. Couldn't do it. Cable, none back there.
It was like $5,000 to run a line from the street down to it was like a mile back. It was rough.
That was a big no.
We played a lot of Lou Bega because that's like one of the only CDs we had. Anyways,
that was fun. That was good times.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know, man. This was such a great bottle, and I love this pretty much because of the story of the distillery that they're at. David is such a nice guy. He's really wholesome, down to earth. Yeah. And I love everything about this bottle.
Yeah, and the distillery. I mean, they handmade their pot stills. Mm-hmm. It's just, you have to stop and visit. If any of you, honestly, are down there in the Bourbon Trail in Kentucky, make a point to get there. Yeah. You're going to be surprised. You're going to be shocked and surprised. They've got together, and just Dave and a few other people that work there.
There's like 3 or 4 employees.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
They handmade their own pot stills, everything else. They don't have a general time frame for aging. I think it says it on the back there. I think it's 45 months on this
45 months, yep.
But what they do is they go around and taste barrels. Yeah. Yeah, it might need a little more. That one's ready. That's good.
I think it works wonders for them.
It's great.
They're located. Really, I saw David commented. He said,
"Did he?"
Yeah, on a video we mentioned this recently. I guess I might have made it sound like this was by Castle and Key. Glens Creek is located. Their distillery is located like right next door from Castle and Key. Right. It's in the old Crow Distillery, and it's really cool. They do grounds tours from what I'm aware of. We need to do that because they got like all their old dilapidated buildings and stuff, and
would love to.
We need to do that.
Yeah.
I'm a big coffee fan, and this is like screaming coffee bean or like just this really nice.
It's like a maple syrup coffee bean roasted.
Yeah.
It's got a little bit of twang to it, and it's not even a proper term. I get that, but I'm trying to figure that out too. I go back to this bottle, and I still try to figure it out. And isn't that what makes a great whiskey? Yeah. When you go back to it, and you find different things, and you discover more about that particular pour.
I just smelled it, and it honestly reminds me of when you open a fresh bag of Twizzlers. That like, this might sound, it's like artificially strawberry or like this plasticky type of thing. Oh man, I love it. It's so good.
A lot of times you get a raisiny note in there too. Yeah. On the palate.
Like a Fig Newton kind of.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. It's crazy, and it's super creamy. It's viscous. It's super nice and soft on the palate. Yeah. How much was that bottle, Trent? Do you remember? Because we were there, and I bought them all. I bought everything he had. I mean, I just started putting them in a box. Put them in a box.
They did a cafe au lait too. That was good.
Great stuff.
We need to do.
I think it's about $60.
$59.99.
I think it's around $60.
Something like that.
Around $60. The proof point on that one, I think I have it wrote down, Trenton. It's 108.8 proof. I swear to you. I'm a little bit more sensitive, or I pay attention a little bit more than Trenton does to proof points. Mm-hmm. I like them a little bit lower, but at 108 proof, I swear to you, this tastes, this feels on the palate more to be a mid-90s to me. Yeah. Less than 100. It's so good. It feels so good on the palate.
It's delicious. And I love the fact that it's a smaller distillery. I think they do free tours and tastings and stuff. So if you're in the area by Castle and Key, stop by. Yeah. Tell Dave we sent you because he's a great guy. They're putting out great juice, and everybody in this lineup did a great job this year. It was tough for the non-allocated, but I'm glad that
it was tough. This wasn't easy this year. Hopefully next year will be better. Hopefully we'll have a little bit better opportunity to taste more. Honestly, Trenton, I think we tasted like 9 or 10. Is
less than a dozen.
That's all you and I could formulate for the list for this particular category this year. So hopefully the distilleries in general listen to their base we don't need more. And we're going to get into some.
I'm going to rant.
Yeah, well, I'm going to get into some things we're going to talk about. What video do you have that planned for Monday?
What?
A week from Monday's video?
The rant?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's week from Monday. Don't miss it. But I'll just get a little tidbit. Hopefully the distilleries will listen to all of us, their base, their core base. We don't need more $300 limited releases. We don't need more. We just don't. We don't need $500 releases. We don't need more of those. We don't. We need $60 bottles that taste great.
Yep.
Right? They might not be perfect. That might be perfect for everyone.
Yeah.
Might not be for everyone. But they're fantastic for $60, $85, $70. No, was this one?
$69.99.
$70.
Yeah.
This is the only higher priced one. And we discussed that already.
Yeah.
So we don't need to go into that again. This is what we need.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope to see it next year.
All right.
We'll talk more about it.
Yeah, we'll talk. We'll get to it. And I know I get, sometimes Trenton kicks me from behind the barb. I get going too much. I get a little passionate sometimes about some things.
Yeah, you do. That's fine. That's what it's all about.
All right, that's all we have for you today. I hope you enjoyed it. We had a great time. Once again, thank you to our good friend Justin, my brother Kent, and Michelle, which probably has the best palate of all of us put together.
She really does. She doesn't like to say she does, but she does.
She does. Thanks to all of you for helping with this list. All right, have a great day. Have a wonderful Christmas. Happy holidays to you and your family. In the meantime, please drink responsibly, and then we'll see you next time right down here with Trent and me in the good old basement bourbon bar. See you later.